All right, I am going to try to illustrate some of the things I've been talking about as far as your project is concerned. Adding value to your project is going to be very difficult. You have to think in reverse, and instead of adding the darkness and adding all the shadows, the black paper is already giving you the shadows. And you have to add where the light would be shining. This is a chair that I started because they said the heart was buried underneath a chair. Keep remembering that this is in the 1800s, and chairs, lanterns, candles, everything is done differently because of lack of electricity. But just very quickly, I want to show you, I need to think about where the light is falling. Even though it's going to be in a dark room, where the light is falling is what I'm going to add with this pencil. And so, as you can see, I've added very small hatching marks. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit more, because I don't want this to fall off the table. And I also don't want it to take forever. I've added very light hatching marks where the curve of these spindles are. And I want to add just a hint of light. And I need to move back so you can honestly see as well. And you can always go back. Notice I'm holding the pencil back fairly far, but I also don't want this to blend in with the background of the wall. So I am going to have to get in here and deepen my values. And since my light, as you can see, the direction of my light is falling from the top, I'm going to, I don't know if you can see that this is a square here. It's kind of hard for me to draw and keep my hand out of the way. And then I do want to go in the opposite direction to make sure I'm not leaving too many pencil marks. And let's say if this is a stage 3, I definitely need a stage 2 here. I can't just leave it the black of the paper, but I also need to blend it out so the value doesn't cut off. Same here. On the back of the chair, I apologize if I'm actually shaking. I just want to make sure not to cut off my values, but I want them to transition. And by laying a sharpened pencil on the paper, I'm not trying to create a harsh, difference between the background and the chair, but I am trying to make sure that the chair, sorry for moving things, it's hard for me to, I'm going to come back up here to this curved area, and on curved areas, you add value in a curved manner. I did not bring a Prismacolor, and I want a deeper value right here. I did not bring a Prismacolor, and the Prismacolor tends to lay better on the paper. And I am going fairly dark. That's why I went closer to the tip of the pencil. And I was really just checking to see how I did this before, because I haven't taken this out in years. As before, life gets busy. The darker areas here, I was trying to be very consistent with those, because that tells me that my light is coming from the top and shining down a little bit. So I'm trying to find the direction that I was going in before. And I'm trying to deepen those values on this paper and on the back of the chair. And as I come over to this side, it will still be light. I'm not outlining, because outlining is not adding value to something. So again, this is a Crayola white colored pencil. I am going to bring my value down just a little bit to gradiate that value out. I'm sorry, my hand is in the way, but in order to hold the pencil the way I need it. And I don't want to leave harsh pencil marks, because we've talked about that before. And I'm trying to make a decision here. So whether it's right or wrong, I guess I'll see in a minute. This is the rough line when we went back and talked about line quality. This is kind of that rough line on the outer edge of these spindles that's holding up the chair. And I am wanting to make this a little bit darker so it does contrast and not blend into the background. And I want to just touch on this curve and be consistent with the value that I'm adding to this chair. And try to hurry so this doesn't. And if I have very harsh starts and stops, trying to blend those as well. So hopefully the plan that I was trying to execute with this, I realize I'm shaking my phone, I apologize. The plan that I was trying to execute with this is coming across. If I could quit moving, I'll zoom back out just a little bit. Not as good with my left hand, obviously. And I want to be consistent with the curve. I don't know if you can see some of these details I added to the back of these chairs. Honestly, my inspiration was my grandmother's chairs from my father's house, that made in 1938, which is still in my dining room right now, and I'm sitting on one of them. It's not identical, but was definitely the inspiration for this. And I do want to add just a little bit more brightness to the top of this. I did add a pattern to the top of this. Let me scoot this over. So when I first started this picture, and keeping the pencil sharp is of utmost importance to lay down the values that I want and get into the little tiny details that I've made when I'm trying to be consistent. And I think several of you are kind of rushing through this, and you're also adding the value the way you would add value to anything else. This project is one of the harder projects you are going to do. I'm trying to check out how this is reading. This is one of the harder projects you're going to do in art class because it requires your thinking to be opposite to what you're used to, and for you to go outside your comfort zone. And just to highlight how round this is, can't tell if that's coming through very well, and I don't want to leave it completely black, so I will be making very teeny tiny circles. And unfortunately, it's kind of darkened. Well, I'll just call it comfortable. Hopefully you can see, but a Prismacolor would be laying down this value a little bit richer. But we'll see what I can do tomorrow. And again, I'm going to come back here, kind of go in a circle. I'm just going to add a little bit of a value right here to break this, and then come over here with a rough line. I'm constantly thinking, where's the light falling? I want to add everywhere the light is, and I definitely don't want it to blend into the background. And again, if I can just get the right tip, but the Prismacolor just lays so differently. I can see the difference on my paper. And I want to make sure that this, especially because it's flat and it's part of the front, this is going to be a little bit, I'm going to stay in this area. It's going to be a little bit lighter than the background, but I don't want it to blend into the background. So I'm also going to go in two different directions on this spindle. And it's not exactly the way I want it, but it is pretty close. I am going to cut this video a little short. Takes a long time for these to upload. And I'm going to go through here and blend this out so it's not such a harsh edge into nothing. And that does not mean that I want to get rid of all the black. The black is where the shadows are, and since this is such a dark story, figuratively as well, I want to make sure to leave darkness. And create contrast. Hopefully you can kind of see. I know I keep moving around. It's just hard to add value with my paper in a spot that I'm not used to. But you should always be thinking about where your light is shining and where your light is falling with this picture. And these hatching lines, I'm trying to create texture. And see all these that are chipping off? That's a little bit frustrating, honestly. And I do want to add a circular value to the back of this foot, but I also don't want to fill it in completely. The next thing that I would work on, and some of you have done floorboards. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I will move this closer. If you can see the floorboards, I have not had the opportunity to work on these floorboards, but wood grain, I'm off the, I apologize. Let me come out just a little bit. Maybe if I work over here. wood grain is going to require rough lines. If you actually look on your tables, wood grain is very irregular. And sometimes, let's say I wanted to put a notch right here. And then if I add just the tip of the pencil and some of those negative spaces, I'm getting the wood grain that I was looking for on the floor. But again, I'm doing that by using a very random rough line. And the tables that we have in the art room are a great example, because I'm making a shape. I'm kind of going in like the wood would go in, and now I'm going to be going in the opposite direction. And that's not rough enough. And after this, I want to just go in with a few sharp lines. And that's how the wood grain kind of comes to life. But I cannot express to you, I could work hours on this. Don't have hours to record or upload, but you always, always, always want to be thinking about where your light is. And the darkness beyond that.